They're awesome. Jiu-Jitsu Gypsiez. They're awesome. I need a pretty dangerous one. Yay! Alright, let's add you in here.
Hey!
Hey, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. You can hear me okay?
Yeah,
All right, great. Thank you for postponing for me.
of course.
A lot of craziness this
How are you
week.
feeling?
And it's so nice to finally talk to you.
Yeah. Are you doing okay?
I'm doing better. I'm on the mend.
Good.
All right, so let's get this thing started. Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode, or I guess we can say interview 2. I don't think we're going to do episodes. Interview 2 of the Roll Call interview series with Mighty Dames. My name is Torrie. I'm the founder of this whole shebang we got going here. And joining me today is...
My name is Jenn Hooker. I go by Jenn. Or
Hi,
Hooker.
Jen.
It's fine.
Jenn. Okay. Jenn or Hooker, either one. All right, and so a little bit how we're going to do this. We're going to have it's going to be slightly different today because I do not have my rapid fire question. So we're going to have to come back.
Cool.
We're gonna have to have you come back. We're gonna have to do the Mighty Minute after this, okay?
Sounds good.
Awesome. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna do a nice little fun interview. So first, let's start out. Let's tell everyone who you are. You know, your typical stats: belt, where you train, how long you've been training. Go.
My name is Jenn. I train at Freefall MMA in Santa Cruz, California, right by the Pacific Ocean.
Okay.
I'm a blue belt, and I've been training for just almost 4 years in October.
Okay. So I ask everybody this: why jiu-jitsu? Like, what wrong happened in your life that you stumbled into a martial arts gym and you're like, this is what I want to do with my free time?
So, fun story, kind of tacky, but also fun.
Bring it on. We like fun and tacky here.
Excellent. So I decided on jiu-jitsu because I took an online quiz.
Okay, yeah. That is a first. That's a first.
Yeah. So I was at a terrible place in my life, and I got my first sit down desk job, and I was like, I don't want to just sit down and be, lazy all the time. And
yeah.
I was like, well, and I know if I join a gym, I'm not actually going to go to the gym because I don't have that kind of...
Me neither.
So,
yep.
I'm coming off a sedentary lifestyle anyways. So why would I think that going to the gym would, change my life? It wouldn't.
That's going to change my mind because I signed up. No, you'll just waste money.
So I'm on the computer and I'm like, maybe I'll do, self-defense or martial arts because that's exercise, but it's also practical. And I don't want to waste my money on lifting weights over and over again. Not that there's anything wrong with that, because good for you. But
it's not
for me. So I took an online quiz, and it was the first one that popped up, and it was which martial art should you do? So I took the quiz, and my first result was actually Kenpo, but there was nowhere in my town that taught Kenpo. I would have had to drive 40 minutes to find a dojo for that. So my second choice was Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And I was like, sure, I don't know what that is, but I'm going to go for it. So, which is totally...
So wait, time out. So you went in completely blind.
I went in cold. I knew nothing. I was like, I think this is a ground thing. I don't think they're going to punch me in the face. So you didn't even Google it? You just I'm just gonna see what it is. I probably did a little Googling, but I did not go in with a comprehensive understanding of what Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was.
Okay.
So most of my Googling was where can I go to do this thing that is art? And I went in an old t-shirt and sweatpants to a co-ed class.
Yep.
And it was one of the higher highly rated dojos in town. And I got there and there were a ton of people and the class was being taught by a guy with a super thick Brazilian accent. And I was I don't know what he's saying, so I'm just going to do what everybody else is doing.
Yep, that's basically right.
So yeah, so the first class, like, we're warming up and we're running in circles, and I'm not a runner. I hate running. And so we're running in circles, and this guy, like, steps off the mat and just yaks into a garbage can. And I was like, what have I gotten myself into?
Ooh, that's a bad look, the first class.
No! And I was like, this is awful. What am I doing here? And then they're like, okay, rolls. And I was like dinner roll?
What do you mean?
Like, I don't know.
Like,
I don't know how to roll. And the trainer was like, have you ever done this before? And I was like, no. I'm like
look at what I'm wearing.
right?
No.
I'm an embryo. I'm not even a fetus yet. So he showed me how to roll, and we went through the rest of the warm-ups. And then he asked a woman to, like, take me to the side and show me how to do something, because it was, like, competition week also. So, like, all the doors and windows were closed, and it was like everyone is breathing in everyone's funk.
Yep.
Which now is, like,
literally
not weird.
Like, the worst time to try to join a gym.
Yeah.
You just jumped in there blind.
Yep, competition week.
Okay, continue.
Excellent. So he grabs this really nice woman named Marta, and I will never forget Marta. And she worked with me the whole class and showed me how to do an armbar. And that was it. That was my whole class, was just armbar after armbar after armbar from guard. Armbar from guard.
Okay.
And fun story, I'm still terrible at armbars from guard.
I hate them. I absolutely hate
like
them.
Armbar
Guard in general.
Oh, see, I like armbar like from S mount or from mount. But from guard, it doesn't happen here.
The only way I will do an arm back is from the back.
Really?
Only I'll do an arm bar. Yeah, we're still trying to figure out how that works. But I'll be in full S guard. I'll be in mount. Will not. Only from the back. I won't even do a rear naked choke. I'll go for an arm bar. That makes no sense.
Yeah, it happens. But yeah, so Marta was like, "Hey, you should come to the women's class. It's on Friday." And I was like, "Okay, that sounds way less terrifying." So I went to a women's class, and the teacher was amazing. And I have been training under her since then.
See, that you're lucky. So you're similar as me. Is I've been to one gym and one gym only. I went to one class, and you have a Marta. I have a Rita. Rita is 5 foot nothing, 140 pounds on a good day, and she was my main training partner for a year. She is not shy. So, and that in them just being nice and just feeling that environment, I was like, well, I guess I'm stuck now.
Yeah.
Like, I came here to try it out, but I guess this is my sport.
Yeah. And it was like, my body doesn't really understand what's happening, but I like the support, and I like the sisterhood. So I'm just going to stick with it and see how it goes. And that was 4 years ago in October.
And you never look back. So did you do a sport before jiu-jitsu, or did this the first thing you did?
I played softball for 6 years when I was in high school. Because I'm one of those. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a stereotype. Yeah, I know. But yeah, I wouldn't say I was good at softball, but
you just did
just did it for 6 years. Yeah.
I mean, it's parents make you do stuff. I played basketball. I hated it, but I could stand tall with my arms up. I mean, that's
important thing.
So do any of your family do jiu-jitsu? Have you tried to take them to jiu-jitsu?
Oh, hell no. No. I've tried to bring.
Do they think?
Well, go ahead.
Do they think you're crazy for you doing this? Like, when you first told them, "Hey, I'm doing jiu-jitsu," and of course they're like, "What is that?" And then you start telling them. Do they still look at you, or did they look at you like, "You're gonna do what?"
Kind of. I mean, my mom is super supportive in like everything that I do, which is fantastic.
Okay.
But I don't think she really got it. She was like, "I don't know, you're doing a martial art," and sometimes people are like,
"Yeah,
do you punch?" And I'm like, "No, not really.
Yeah,
we don't punch." I mean, we can, but that's not part of like our sport.
It's we're not supposed to.
No, we're not supposed to.
Accidental?
No. And my stepdad was like, well, I can still beat you up. And I'm like, that's fine, whatever. But one day, I'm going to kick his ass. Can I say ass?
Isn't it crazy? Yeah, you can say ass. We don't
Okay.
care. Isn't it crazy how, like, you tell someone you do jujitsu and they instantly, like, I could take you. It's like, you probably could.
Right?
You probably could. My thing has rules, and for
Right.
you sizing me up tells me you're ready just to go no rules.
And then I'm like, okay,
No,
you put on a gi, and you come down to the mat, and you come on the floor, and I will armbar you from S mount.
I say, if you're willing to go into the parameters of the sport that I do, oh, I'll kill you. If you want to straight up brawl, no, you're gonna. I can't take a punch. You're gonna knock me out every time.
I gotta protect the
I have
moneymaker.
nothing to prove here. Oh,
Yeah.
See this right here?
Yeah.
That's how I sprained my wrist in my crash. Was protecting my face from the airbag.
Good reflexes though.
And like, that's the only thing. So hands all burnt and bruised up, but I was like, no.
No.
And then first thing, I'm like feeling my nose. I'm like, is it good? We're
fine.
good. Okay.
I'm still pretty. Okay.
Full body. That. I mean, bruised everything else, but the face, we're good to go.
Face is good.
So you just told me about like how you had your first day on the mat and how they took you to the side, but I can't believe you started on competition day. I can only imagine. So, like, a big thing about what we're doing with Mighty Dames is, you know, we're all about body positivity and, you know, self-esteem. So did you feel a little self-conscious that first time you got into the mat? Especially, I know jiu-jitsu is an expensive sport, and we know we have to wear a certain amount of things. I remember my first class, I came in a tank top and like yoga pants, and I felt already out of place because we were so close to each other, but even more so just like my body and what I was wearing. Did you feel anything kind of like that?
Oh, absolutely. And sometimes I still feel like that, like 4 years later, and I'm like, I'm going to try not to crush your tiny body.
Oh, God, yes.
Because I'm 5'11", and like 195 last I checked. 194.
Okay.
But
oh, honey, that's cute. That's not even.
Oh, thank you.
That's adorable. Way.
No. But like around then, I was probably like 205-ish. And most of the women who I was training with were these like dainty little, you know, sporty gals. And I'm like,
yeah.
Are you sure? Like the first time I did knee on belly, I was like,
oh, it's traumatizing, right?
No, I'm like, I'm gonna knee through your abdomen and straight to the mat. But it was okay.
Or you try to like ease to the side.
Yeah.
You put it down like you like tap like this is your knee.
Yeah. But yeah,
do you train a lot with Oh,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No. Okay. No, I went in like the first couple of times I was in like sweatpants and an oversized t-shirt. And I was like, I'm just this like awkward, chubby girl who's going into a sport, and I'm not naturally athletic. So that was like an added layer of self-consciousness.
I got you.
And I'm like, and I'm taller, and in the women's class, like I'm bigger than them, I'm taller than them, so it was just like this little layer cake of insecurity. And then I got my first gi, which I know now was too small. And like I had like bike shorts that I was trying to wear under my gi because they were like fitted. They were tight, but then I couldn't move.
I got you.
So I was like, well, I can't like bend down all the way or like fold in half because this clothing is too tight, too small.
It's too tight. Yeah.
So I was like
catching the thigh area.
Yes. And I was like, it's fine. I'll lose weight and then it'll fit. And that never happened. So
no, oh God, no. Tip to anyone: if your gi does not fit on day one, do not
get a new gi.
Do not lie to yourself saying, "Oh, I'm gonna." You're not going
get
to.
A new gi.
You may, but it's not going to be exactly. Yeah. You're going to want a new gi by then anyway. Yeah. I finally sent back a gi that I bought. I was like, "Oh no, it's only a little tight," and I was like, "Torrie, let's be honest."
Yeah. Be real with yourself.
It's time to go up.
It's okay.
So how do you find shopping for gis? Like for me personally, sometimes I end up buying 2 gis, or I have to find some more that I have to mix and match, or I'll just buy if there's a sale on pants, I'll buy a pants and wait for a jacket.
Yeah. So kind of the same.
Yeah.
I asked for my first gi that fit was just like a generic gi that my dojo was selling. Um, and it was inexpensive, so I just bought it. And it was an A2. It was like a unisex A2, which is not a real thing. And then for Christmas last year, I think, I asked my dad, I was like, I want a new gi. I want this gi. And he was like, okay, what size? And I was like, an A3? Because it was women's. And I'm like,
see, I'm afraid of women.
I don't know. So the jacket fits fine, but the pants were too small. And I was like, this is an A3? Like, I'm pretty sure one of my thighs could fit in both legs. Like,
oh yeah.
like this is not how this works. And then so I contacted the company and I sent the pants back, and they sent me, they're like, oh well, we're out of the size up from that. And I was like, okay, well, do you have a men's that will fit? And they were like, sure. So I got the men's cut in the same, like, it was black with white stitching, and that did not fit. So there was, like, I just wore it for a while, and I was like, this is super uncomfortable. Like, I don't know why I'm putting myself through the rigmarole of wearing clothes that don't fit. So eventually I went on eBay, and I found, like, the cheapest black gi pants with white stitching that I could find. And I was like, I'll get an A2. And they sent me an A1. So I sent it back, and then I tried to get another pair, and they sent me an A2. And I was like, oh, these are also too small. So I sent it back, and they finally sent me an A3, and it had like a blood stain on one of the on one of the ties, and I was like, I just can't have nice things. I'm incapable of having nice things. So
the universe just does not want you to be happy, apparently.
And like the guy on eBay, like, they kept calling me bro and sir and mister, and I was getting so fed up because they kept sending me the wrong thing. And I was like, you know what, motherfucker? I am a lady. There's blood on these pants, and I'm gonna keep them. Like, but I want my money back. So,
exactly.
If there's gonna be blood on it, it's gonna be mine or somebody I know, not some random.
Exactly.
That
just some random
was fine.
blood-infested pants. That's just awesome.
So I have not.
That is terrible.
I have not ventured into buying another gi since then because it was so absurd. But I want another one.
I do. Oh God, I understand too. And in our group, the girls have been really good offering suggestions. But like I jokingly say that I am a true super heavyweight. There is no maybe for me.
Sure.
Right now, I'm 6 foot, but I'm 285. I am currently at the heaviest I've been since college. But I'm an A5 bottom, but my proportions are so whack. So I'm an A5 bottom, but I'm an A3 top because I have a deceptively short torso
and big hips.
I'm all hips. All of my weight is hips.
That's a good
so
thing.
Whenever but I mean, I've had no complaints, so I'll take it. I typically have to order my gi through my gym because they'll miss and match for me. Other than that, I end up buying 2 gis, and like, who has the money to buy 2 gis? Like, I don't.
No.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
No.
So you were actually one of like the first people who joined up with the Mighty Day. Like, you're like an OG. You've been with us from jump. How did you, like, and you're in so I'm in Florida and you're in California. How the hell did you find out about the group? Because it was very contained at first. It was very small, and we're right now we're international.
Yeah.
So how did you hear about it?
I was secretly stalking you. No, I'm kidding.
Awesome.
No, I don't know. Like, I think it was
just perusing one day
through, because you're also a member of Josei Haishi Jiu-Jitsu?
Yeah.
Did I say that right? I probably didn't say that right.
Yep. I say it wrong.
And I think you were like, hey, there's this thing. And I was like, that seems more my speed. And also that's body type. So
yeah.
I was like, me too. And you were like, sure.
I want to see what you're doing. Yeah.
You know, bringing it to the West Coast, the best coast.
There we go. Well, that's the great thing about this has been is I actually, when we started this, it was just for, if I'm honest, I wanted a space so I could bitch.
That's fair.
That's all it was.
That's all anybody wants.
It did. That's all we wanted. But it did grow. So now we have girls in California and Canada. We have someone in Rome.
That's
which
awesome.
I know it's a real place, but until someone actually tells they're from there, I don't. Like most of Europe, I don't believe until someone tells me, "Hey, I'm from here." I'm like, "Oh,
that's real. That's a real place.
That's real." So yeah, we've definitely been growing and expanding. Now we can do these one-on-one interviews, so we can meet some of you ladies.
Amazing that you have like pulled this together, and you have this amazing support network for girls like us. So,
and that's what this is about. Like when we made this, it's not about me; it's about all of us. So one of the things we wanted to do is we were talking about self-esteem, body image, and actually just having other people who get it. Because some, like you mentioned, all the other girls in my gym I love them dearly, but they are smaller than me. And I love our guys dearly, but I'm bigger than most of them. and jiu-jitsu is a sport where it is so great that it's integrated and that you can learn and train with so many people. But at the same time, it's hard to be the only one of your type in a gym.
Yeah.
So that's what's been good for this. And especially if you go to a competition and like you haven't rolled with any girls your size before, and then you go and there's a girl your size.
And you're like, what am I supposed to do?
Oh yeah. I was like, what do you mean you don't want to go down to the ground? What are you doing?
Right.
Why are you my height?
Yeah. It's weird. It's disorienting.
It's so let's see. I'm trying to go through my list. So let's go some non-jiu-jitsu things.
Okay.
You're a librarian and a Trekkie?
Yeah.
See, how we have not communicated before, I do not know.
I don't know.
I am not a librarian, but I do work at my library bookstore and Star Trek Till I Die.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
How did you get into, have at it.
How did I get into insert blank? Okay.
Either one.
I got into libraries when I was in high school. My first volunteer job was for the summer reading program at my library. And then I was like, this is great. So I was like, I'm going to be a librarian. And then
I'm never going to leave.
Exactly, right? So I went to college and I was like, I don't really have to have like a special undergrad degree to be a librarian, but I have to have a master's degree. So I just got my undergrad degree in like the easiest thing that I could think of, which was film and digital media. So I got to watch a lot of movies and write a lot of papers about movies and like pretty much like bullshit my way through undergrad. And then I went to grad school and got my librarian degree, and they hired me at the library that I work at now, and that was 4 years ago. So I've been working in libraries pretty much since I was 16, 17.
Okay, I also, like I said, I work at the bookstore, and then I work with a literacy program. I'm just a nerd in so many different ways, and
yeah,
I mean books, right? I mean, what's not to love?
Well, and nerdy things are often very inclusive, and it's hard to find
very much
in
so.
mainstream media, especially I don't know about you, but someone like me.
Yes.
Listeners, viewers. I'm a gay. And like you don't see those things in mainstream media. So it's like, science fiction is where it's at.
Oh yeah. So let's get to the more important part of
Star
it.
Trek?
I have to know, who is your favorite captain?
Oh man. I just finished watching Deep Space Nine, and I have all the feels about that whole series. And at first I was like, like Picard all the way, right? But then I was like, oh man, Cisco, like right out of the gate, he punched you in the face. And I was like, that's a mad respect. And
I got you.
It was cool. And we just started watching Voyager last night. So.
Which is why I will say Janeway is my favorite captain.
Okay.
Voyager is my favorite.
Is it?
Of all of them. Oh my God, yes. I love them. And I mean, I don't care. And I love some Next Gen. I really do. And I just started into Deep Space. I'm kind of I was waiting because I have like 30 other shows I'm supposed to watch, but
Star Trek is
I
more
will watch
important.
Voyager. I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
I'm working on
Yeah.
it. I'm trying to sort my priorities out.
So,
But oh yeah,
so Star Trek
Janeway,
does this thing
hands down.
where the show gets better when someone gets facial hair. Have you noticed that?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So Deep Space Nine gets better when Cisco loses his top hair and grows the face.
The top.
Like it all just
Well, yeah.
and the show improves.
Well, Deep Space gets a lot of crap because it's stationary, right? It's within their bubble, and it's not like this exploration, which I like. I like that it's a different take. Okay, let's be honest. I'm not going to. The only Star Trek that I would pass along is like that Enterprise one, which who knows what the hell that was.
I've heard it's trash,
but
I'm not gonna bother.
Yeah, exactly. Have you started the new one?
Yes.
I haven't seen Discovery yet.
I saw the first couple of episodes and then like life got crazy. But I love Sonequa Martin Green. So that
is where I'm at too.
Is enough to continue watching. But
I've watched worse things for less.
This is true. Supergirl?
So oh my see I see you are a big Supergirl fan. Have not watched that, but like just me and one of our friends at the gym, we were just talking about inclusion and certain movies that we feel like we're obligated to watch just because. So when Crazy Rich Asians came out, I had to go see it just because, you know, I was like, whether it's good or bad, I have to watch it. So they make more.
Support it.
So there's no proof. So exactly. So we jokingly talk about like how many movies about like African Americans I've seen, how many about the LGBT community I've seen, and a lot of them are hot garbage.
Oh my god.
I regret a lot of them.
Queer
but I see them
are not good. Like across the board. They're not good.
They're depressing, man. They make me so sad. I can think of like 2 that are any good.
What's your favorite queer movie?
Oh, But I'm a Cheerleader.
Oh my god. My fiance would love you. Hands
down, the best one ever.
Oh my god.
It's hilarious. Best one ever. But I watched a lot of bad ones to get to so many bad ones.
Oh, yeah.
And like thanks to Netflix, I've seen all the terrible ones on there too. And just the slimmer of hope. Like I got maybe 10 minutes into Jennifer's Wedding and I couldn't do it anymore.
No.
It was God.
No.
But the things we do for our community.
So have you seen all of Deep Space Nine?
No, I have not seen all of it.
Okay. So there's like one episode where there's like a gay moment, and I can't tell you how many times I had to rewind and rewatch because I was so desperate for gay content in my nerdery. It was
okay.
So sad.
I know I tell people when we do these interviews, they're gonna get a little off track. But there's this meme that goes around, and it's like you have to watch this show. Like, well, in a minute, it's like Shay Michelle's, and it's like I'm listening. It's like she plays lesbian. What is it now? There's so many shows that I've watched for that very special episode, and I will continue. Again, I know what they're doing. I know they're baiting me,
absolutely.
And it works every time. I mean,
my lowest moment recently is reading Supergirl and Lena Luthor / fanfic.
Oh my gosh. Me and you need to be friends because like fan fiction is my jam. I'm just saying.
I haven't read fan fiction since I was like 16 and really into Lord of the Rings.
I am not even gonna be ashamed to admit I've probably read fan fiction like last night. It's my like going to bed. I'm like, what if these two are together? I'm into it. Let's see what this goes.
Yep.
So my secret shame one is Once Upon a Time fan fiction.
Oh.
I'm really because
subtext.
What's the? Oh my god!
Subtext
like I was so mad they weren't together. But what's the woman who Regina off of that? Like all the hearts. So let's get back to
Oh yeah,
our little
sports things.
Me and you are definitely going to have some more conversations because we need to be friends.
Yes.
So like I said, normally we do a part where called the Mighty Minute, where we do like rapid fire questions. But since I have been in bed for the last couple of days, I don't have them. So we'll schedule another time that we can go back and do like a little 5-minute session. It is hilarious. I did one with our last interview. Her name is Melissa, and it's a chuckle. It's a good chuckle. So let me think. What else do I? Oh, wait a minute. So you're engaged. You're about to get married soon, right?
Next month.
How's the? Congratulations!
Thank you.
Has it started to sink in? Like, oh, it's about to happen.
Yeah.
It's going down.
It really happened when we filed for our marriage license at the courthouse.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that you have to do.
Adulthood, man.
And like it just dawned on me because there's a spot on the marriage certificate where you have an option to change your last name. And I just went through like a 5-minute like crisis of like, if I want to change my last name, like now's the time to do it. If I do it afterwards, it's super expensive. And if I want to do it now, like I don't know what I would want it to be. So it was just this whole thing of like, it's real and it's like immediate. And
do I hyphenate? Do I take hers? Do I keep mine? Right. What are we gonna do here?
Right. Yeah. So, but yeah, it feels very real.
Well, congratulations! I'm very happy for you and your wonderful fiance. God, I'm glad it's you, not me, right now. But I will actually. One of my friends is getting married, and I have to go. I got to go and get her wedding gift for hers. Weddings and funerals kind of make me itch a little bit. Still working out that issue, but all the happiness in the world to you. So I think that's about sums up what we're gonna do today.
Cool.
Thank you so much for having on. I had so much fun with you.
It was great.
This is a delight. We'll definitely do this again. So thanks everyone for tuning in. What we're gonna do is this is going to be uploaded onto the Mighty Dames page. We will be back sometime this week, maybe. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We will be back sometime. We're going to do the Mighty Minute, which is 60 seconds of rapid fire questions that have nothing to do with jiu-jitsu. And we're just going to see how this goes. It's awesome. It's very funny. Check out ours that we did with Melissa Lowson. But besides that, we will put all of Jenn's social media information in the post. Make sure to follow her and see all the fun so you can see what the wedding dress looks like. But besides that, we are done. So thanks again.
Thank you.
And bye. All right. See ya.
Bye.